Hello, my friends. We're back to our reading of the Spirit's book. We are at part 17 from the introduction, and today we finish the introduction. Yes. So, part 17. When it is not the result of systematic opposition from selfish motives, skepticism with regard to the Spirit's doctrine almost always stems from an imperfect understanding of the facts. However, this does not seem to prevent certain persons from trying to settle the issue as though they understood it perfectly. It is possible to be highly imaginative and even highly educated, and yet lack common sense, and one of the first indications of a lack of common sense is belief in one's own infallibility. Lastly, many persons see in spirit manifestations nothing more than a matter of curiosity. We would hope that by reading this book, they will find in such remarkable phenomena something more than a simple pastime. Spiritist science consists of two aspects. The experimental deals with manifestations in general, whereas the philosophical deals with intelligent manifestations. However, whoever has observed only the former is like someone who only knows about physics from recreational experiments without having delved into the science itself. The true Spiritist doctrine is found in the teachings imparted by the spirits, and the knowledge of this teaching is far too serious to be acquired in any other way than an in-depth and continuous study made in silence and reflection on the matter. Only under such conditions can one examine the infinite number of facts and nuances which have escaped many superficial observers and have consequently led them to form their own opinions. If this book had no other purpose than to show the serious aspect of the subject and to induce the study of it, that would be sufficient, and we would be happy to have been chosen to carry out a work for which we ourselves do not intend to gain any personal merit. Its principles are not of our own creation. The merit goes entirely to the spirits who have dictated them. We hope that it will produce a further result, in other words, that of guiding those who desire to learn, showing them in their studies the grand and sublime objective of individual and social progress, and pointing out to them the road to follow for its accomplishment. We will conclude with a final consideration in their probing of outer space. Astronomers discovered among the scattered celestial bodies unexplainable vacant spots that did not seem to abide by the laws of the whole. They therefore speculated that such vacant spots were occupied by bodies that had escaped previous observation. In addition, they observed certain effects whose cause was unknown to them, and they said to themselves, "There must be a world there because such a gap should not exist, and because such effects must have a cause." Then, by judging the cause by the effects, they were able to calculate the orbital elements, and later the facts appeared, proving their predictions. Let us apply this same reasoning to another order of ideas. If we were to observe the series of living beings in nature, we would realize that they form an unending chain of continuity from raw matter up to the most intelligent human being. But between human beings and God, the alpha and omega of all things, what a huge gap there appears to be. Would it be reasonable to supply that humans are the final link in this chain, that they transcend without transition the distance that separates them from the infinite? Reason tells us that there must be other links between human and God, just as reason told those astronomers that amongst the worlds they already knew about their head to be others. What other philosophy has filled that huge gap? Spiritism shows that it is filled with beings of all categories of the invisible world, and that these beings are none other than the spirits of humans in the different degrees leading to perfection. Thus, everything is linked together. Everything forms a chain from the alpha to the omega. You, who deny the existence of spirits, go ahead and try to fill the gap they occupy. You, who laugh at them, go ahead and dare to laugh at the works of God and the divine omnipotence. It was written by Allan Kardec himself. So now we go to the PROLEGOMENA. Phenomena that escape the laws of ordinary science are manifesting everywhere and are revealing the action of a free and intelligent will as their cause. Reason tells us that an intelligent effect must have an intelligent force as its cause, and the facts have shown that this force can communicate with human beings through physical means. When questioned about its nature, this force has declared itself to belong to the world of spirit beings who have divested themselves to the human corporal envelope. In this way, the doctrine of the spirits has been revealed. Communications between the spirit world and the corporeal world belong to nature itself, and there is nothing supernatural about them. That is why we have found traces of such communications among all cultures and throughout history. Nowadays, they are commonplace and obvious to the whole world. The spirits have announced that the time appointed by Providence for a universal manifestation has now come, and that as ministers of God and agents of the divine will, their mission is to instruct and enlighten men and women, opening a new era for the regeneration of humankind. This book is a compilation of their teachings. It has been written at the order and under the dictation of high-order spirits in order to establish the basis of a rational philosophy free from the prejudices of preconceived notions. It does not contain anything that is not the expression of their thought or that has not been submitted for their approval. The order and methodical arrangement of the contents, as well as the textual comments and the form of some parts of the redaction, are the only aspects contributed by the one who received the mission of publishing it. Among the number of the spirits who have taken part in accomplishing this task, there are many who have lived at one time or another upon the earth, where they proclaimed and practiced virtue and wisdom. Others do not bear the name of any personage whose memory history has kept alive, but their elevated status is attested to by the purity of their doctrine and their unity with those who bear venerated names. Following are the written terms received through several mediums, and in which the spirits have given us the mission of preparing this book. Be zealous and persevering in this work you have undertaken with our assistance, for this work is ours. In it we have laid the foundations of the new edifice destined to someday unite all humankind in one and the same sentiment of love and charity. However, before you publish it, we will review it together to make sure of all the details. We shall be with you whenever you ask for our presence in order to aid you in the rest of your labors, for this book is only one part of the mission which has been entrusted to you and which one of us has already revealed to you. Among the teachings that will be given to you, there are some that you must keep solely to yourself for the time being. We will advise you when the time has come to publish them. Meanwhile, meditate on them so that you will be ready when we tell you. At the beginning of the book, you are to put the vine branch that we designed. because it is the emblem of the Creator's work. All the material elements that best represent the body and the spirit are united in it. The body is the stem, the spirit is the sap. The soul or spirit connected to the body is the cluster of grapes. Human beings elevate and purify their spirits through labor. And you know that it is only through hard work in the corporeal existence that the spirit acquires knowledge. Do not allow yourself to be discouraged by criticism. You will encounter bitter enemies, especially among those interested in deceit. You will even find enemies among spirits, for those who are not completely dematerialized often seek to sow the seeds of doubt through malice and ignorance. Carry on nonetheless, believe in God, and boldly move forward. We shall be with you to uphold you. The time is at hand when the truth will shine forth everywhere. The vanity of some individuals who think they know everything and want to explain everything in their own way will give rise to dissenting opinions. However, all who have the grand principle of Jesus in mind will be united in the same sentiment of love of the good and will be bound by a fraternal tie that will embrace the entire world. People will put aside all petty disputes about words in order to concern themselves solely with essential matters, and the doctrine will always be the same at the foundation for all who receive communications from high-order spirits. It is through your perseverance that you will harvest the fruit of your labors. The satisfaction you will feel in seeing the doctrine spread and correctly understood will be a reward for you, and you will perhaps realize its full value more in the future than in the present. Do not be troubled because of the thorns and stones that disbelievers and evil individuals will scatter along your path. Hold on to your confidence. Through it, you will reach your goal and you will always merit our help. Remember that good spirits only aid those who deserve God with humility and a lack of self-interest. They repudiate anyone who uses the way of heaven as a stepping stone to earthly things, and they withdraw from the proud and ambitious. Pride and ambition will always be barriers between human beings and God. They are a veil thrown over the celestial splendors, and God cannot use the blind to explain the light. Saint John the Evangelist, Saint Augustine, Saint Vincent de Paul, Saint Louis, Spirit of Truth, Socrates, Plato, Fenelon, Franklin, Swedenborg, and all. Authors not on the second edition. The principles contained in this book result either from the responses given by the spirits to questions directed to them at various times and through the great number of mediums, or from the spontaneous teachings given to us and to other persons concerning the matter at hand. The work has been coordinated so as to present a regular and methodical whole, and was submitted for publication only after it was carefully reviewed and corrected by the spirits themselves. This second edition has been the object of new and detailed scrutiny. The material placed between quotation marks following the questions represents the textual replies made by the spirits. The material set off in different type of designated in a special way comprises the comments or expositions added by the author, and which were thoroughly supervised by the spirits. Well, guys, that was the end of the introduction and this part. So tomorrow we go to part 1 of the book, and I hope you guys are so as excited as I am. Have a great day. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.